Alright, what's up, guys? My name's Carlie. I'm new to YouTube. But I wanted to share a story with you about my mother. She's been missing since December 27th, 2017. These are the flyers we made for her. The light is going to mess it up. But I just feel like the Knoxville Police Department, which is in Tennessee, was never looking for her. Okay, so when we first realized nobody had talked to her in a couple weeks, we decided to go look for her. Couldn't find her car, none. So we go to the cops, or the police station, to make a police report. And when we're doing that, the cop says she doesn't want to be found. She's getting high. She don't want to be found. Which we knew wasn't true because we talked to her every single day. Even if it was just for her asking for money, we talked to her every single day. So we make the report, and still nothing comes of it. So, me, my mama, family members, brother, we're all out looking for her. And we find her car. Now her car, she was about 5'7". Her seat was pushed all the way back, and the back part of it was like laid back. There was no way she was driving. There was no way she would have been able to reach the pedals. Okay, so that was one red flag. So we call the investigator that's on her case, and they tell us they don't need the car, that we could take it. So we had it towed to my Aunt Rachel's house, which was we were kind of dumbfounded. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need her car. So after that, I done knew they're not gonna look for her. She's an addict. They're not gonna look for her. Okay, so we start handing out flyers, driving around different places, even different cities, handing out flyers. Me and my brother go down to where, like, most of the addicts and some of the homeless people are, down there in downtown Knoxville. We're handing out food and flyers with the food and asking if anybody's seen her or if they even knew her. Well, we get nowhere with that. So then we went to the apartment that we knew she was last staying at. And there's a guy and a girl. They walk out. And we ask, do y'all know Bonnie? And they say no. And so I'm like, okay, well, what about a guy named Swamp? Because that's the last person that my mom was with whenever I last talked to her. So the guy says, yeah, that's me. I said, okay, then you do know Bonnie. Because you were the last person she was with whenever I talked to her. And he was like, oh, you mean Pocahontas? Oh, yeah, I know her. I don't know where she's at, though. What? Like, come on now. Why wasn't he questioned? Okay. So that went nowhere. So we tell the police the last known place that she was staying. They didn't even go and search. They said they didn't have enough probable cause to search. And then guess what? The building got tore down. Okay. So then, let's see. They told us to stay out of it. The cops, they told us to stay out of it because they didn't want us ruining their investigation and that it was too dangerous. So we fall back, we stay out of it, thinking they're doing their job. Okay. Well, years go by. We get no answers. Nothing. So then all of a sudden, we heard that her body was in a river, at the bottom of the river, over here by UT campus. They wouldn't even send divers down. Okay. So then, out of nowhere, there's the news comes on, like, this wasn't too long ago, actually. This was just within this last year. And they say they have a person of interest in connection to the disappearance of my mom. His name's Jeremy Jerome Hardison. He had already been convicted of manslaughter, some type of other murder back in the 90s and was released. And then he was already in jail whenever they put him as the person of interest for first-degree murder for shooting someone in the back with an AR-15. So he got a life sentence. So they've made him a person of interest. But we had never heard of this guy. Okay, so then about, I'm trying to think, maybe within the last couple months, maybe even the last month, there were these 6 guys that were on the news. They were part of the Treetop Pyru gang, which is a blood gang. And one of them resembled Swamp. And I swear he resembled him so much. So I tell my Aunt Rachel. My Aunt Rachel was like, I thought the same thing. So my Aunt Rachel, my mom's sister, she messages the detective and tells him. The message the detective sends back. It was like, we've already questioned Swamp. He knows nothing about this. And Swamp was a known gangster disciple. He would not associate with nobody from Treetop Pyru. And then they were like, Hardison something. I can't even remember what the full thing said, but basically what they were saying or thinking was Swamp and Hardison are the same person, which is false. That is not the case. So therefore, they don't even know what the hell they're doing. Swamp is tall, lanky, has dreads, very long dreads. His eyes look kind of yellowish. He's older, in his 40s. Hardison is bald, short, a little bit chunky. How do you confuse the two? Unless you was never looking. That's how. How can you sit there and say Swamp and Hardison are the same person? They were never looking. Just like when we found her car. They didn't do fingerprints or nothing. They came back 4 months later wanting her car. And still nothing has came of it. But yet we still can't have the car either. Why weren't any of us questioned? Because most of the time when a murder, kidnapping, something like that happens, it's a relative that does it. So why wasn't every single one of us questioned? They can't answer that. So I want to know, is this how they treat every missing person case? Because if it is, that's why there's so many people still missing. Because this is crazy. Like, I understand she was an addict. She was a functional addict. She worked. She took care of things, you know what I mean? But she still deserved to be found. We still deserve closure. It's going on 5 years. But the reason for this video, I want to know, is there anybody out there that has similar cases that don't care to comment the name of the missing person in their family in the comment section below, so that way I can do a little bit of research, I could do a video about it, and spread the word. Get the word out. Because let me tell you something. Somebody somewhere knows something about each person that is missing. And maybe, just maybe, somebody will come forward if they see this video. Or one of the videos that I make for other people. And I didn't even give y'all the full story on this. I'm going to do a full story on this. Because let me tell you something. This case right here with my mom, it's called the Missing Trio. There's 3 of them. 3. They think there was 3 people together. One was my mom, and then there was a guy and another girl. How do 3 people vanish and ain't been found? Not a single one has been found. No clues. No leads. Nothing. Why? Because they ain't looking. That's why. So, like I said, guys, if you don't mind, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment below if you have a missing loved one, or if you've heard anything even about my mom's case. But comment below the name of the missing person in your family so I can do a little bit of research. And I'll put my IG, my Instagram name on here, so that way I can message you guys. You guys can follow me on Instagram, so that way we can talk a little bit back and forth, so I can get a little bit of information. And if you have missing person posters, y'all can send them to me so I can put them in the video, so that way the people watching know who they're looking for, or nicknames and all that. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Give this one a thumbs up, because there's going to be a lot more coming. I appreciate you guys.